We are going to learn about the topic ideal gas equation and absolute temperature. So what is the ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nu RT. P pressure, V is the volume, nu number of moles, R is the molar constant, T is the temperature. Pressure, volume, number of moles, molar constant, temperature. So P is equal to nu RT divided by V. So pressure is inversely proportional to volume, represented as a Poyle's law. So state Poyle's law, pressure exerted by the gas molecule is inversely proportional to volume. Then PV is equal to nu RT. Volume and temperature are directly proportional. Represented as a Sarles law. So in Sarles law, volume and temperature are the directly proportional. So the temperature of the liquid is measured by 3 scales. One is Celsius, another one is Kelvin, then Fahrenheit. Degree Celsius, Kelvin, degree Fahrenheit. So in Kelvin there is no representation of a degree. Degree mentioning only Celsius and Kelvin. So there are 3 different temperature will be noted. One is the steam point or boiling point. Another one is the ice point. Then absolute temperature. Absolute temperature. Absolute temperature in Celsius is minus 273.15 degrees Celsius is equal to 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 459.67 Fahrenheit. Ice point of water is 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin is equal to 32 degree Fahrenheit. Then steam point of water is 100 degree Celsius, 373 Kelvin. Then there are 180 scales in Fahrenheit. So 212 degree Fahrenheit. So 0 degree to 100 degree Celsius. In Celsius there are 100 divisions. In Fahrenheit 180 scales. So 32 degree is equal to 0 degree. 32 degree Fahrenheit is equal to 0 degree Celsius. 212 degree Fahrenheit is equal to 100 degree Celsius. So temperature difference 100 scale is equal to 180 degree scale of Fahrenheit. So what is the relation between Kelvin and Celsius? K is equal to C plus 73. For example, 0 degree Celsius. Substitute C is equal to 0, K is equal to 273. 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273. Substitute C is equal to 100. So K is equal to 100 plus 273, 373. Then what is the relation between Celsius and Fahrenheit? C is equal to 5 by 9 F minus 32. C is equal to 5 by 9 F minus 32. Study about temperature and pressure of the gas molecule. Temperature taken along the x-axis, pressure is taken along the y-axis. At 0 degree Celsius, the gas molecule has some amount of pressure. when the temperature increasing from 0 degree Celsius to 100 degree Celsius, what happen? Pressure also increases. So the pressure of the gas molecule is 0 at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius or 0 Kelvin or minus 459.67 Fahrenheit is called as a absolute temperature. So what is mean by absolute temperature? The pressure of the gas molecule is 0 at a particular temperature. That temperature is called absolute temperature. The pressure of the gas molecule is 0 at a particular temperature. The temperature range is called as a absolute temperature. So now we have study for different gas molecules. All the gas molecule has the same absolute temperature. So gas molecule A, B, C. Temperature taken along the x-axis, pressure is taken along the y-axis. All the gas molecules has the same absolute temperature, but the gas molecule A has more pressure than the B and C. Pressure of the gas molecule A is greater than B, greater than C. Thermal expansion. Let us take a wire as length is L. So the wire will be heated. What happen? They start to expand. So the length of the wire is expanded to do the heating. So length of the wire is L. They are increases small amount del L. So they are only one dimension. Only one direction is varying. So represent as a linear expansion. Alpha L is equal to del L divided by L into del T. It means linear expansion. So change in length divided by original length represents as a strain divided by temperature. Where alpha L represents a coefficient of linear expansion. Next we have taken two-dimensional object. Let us take a square. Now heat the square. What happen? All the sides are start to expansion. Lengthwise also expanded, breadthwise also expanded. So represent as a area expansion. Then coefficient of area expansion is equal to change in area divided by original area into change in temperature. So there two sides are expanded. One side is length, another side is the breadth. So area expansion is equal to twice the linear expansion. Then three-dimensional object. We have take a cube. Then cube will be start to heated. They will be start to expansion. So there are in linear expansion length only changes. Area expansion length and breadth also changes. If you heat the cube of the object, what happen? Length, breadth, height. So will be increases. Length into breadth into height is equal to volume. Represents a volume expansion. So coefficient of volume expansion is equal to change in volume divided by initial volume into change in temperature. So change in coefficient of volume expansion is equal to 3 times linear expansion. So the ratio of linear expansion, area expansion, volume expansion is equal to 1:2:3. So the ratio of linear expansion, area expansion, volume expansion is 1:3. So we know that density is equal to mass by volume. Density is equal to mass by volume. So temperature taken along the x-axis, volume is taken along the y-axis. So volume is low at 4 degrees Celsius of water. Above 4 degrees Celsius, volume will be increases. Volume of the water is low at 4 degrees Celsius. 4 degrees Celsius. So when the volume increases above 4 degrees Celsius, then reverse, density is equal to mass by volume. So volume and density are inversely proportional. Temperature taken along the x-axis, volume is taken along the y-axis. Then at 4 degree, density will be more. Density will be more. 4 degrees Celsius, density is more. Then above 4 degrees Celsius, temperature will be above more 4 degrees Celsius, density will be start to reduce. So at 4 degrees Celsius, volume is low, density become less. So the copper expanded 5 times than the glass. When the copper expands more than 5 times glass. Thank you.